Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath. Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I wish my refund hurry up so I can have a taxitude.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I'ma be like, let me get 20 on pump 3.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Matter of fact, make it 25, and yes, I would like to donate to the March of Dimes, so ring me up that Coke and candy bar 2 for $2.22 deal where $1 goes to March 2. Oh, and ring these Skittles up for my kid too. And when the cashier tells me to have a nice day, I'm gonna be like, no ma'am, you have a blessed day, sugar.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Pull down my shades like Kim Kardashian, smile like Gabrielle Union.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Flip my bundles like Nicki Minaj and queen out the door like Beyonce.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Goofy face, goofy face, goofy face, heart, 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 muscle, muscle, muscle.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Sassy black girl, sassy black girl, sassy black girl, kiss, kiss, kiss. Hashtag so what, hashtag I ain't shame, hashtag my money, hashtag call me taxitude honey.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey! It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Who's on the couch, buddy?
Our good friend Rauce Padgett's here. How you doing, Ross?
Dude, I am a 9 out of 10 right now. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, I asked him this morning, and I got the answer that, like, when I ask people, I think you're maybe one of 5 people over my lifetime have ever said, well, I'm doing really, he goes, I'm doing great. I'm having a great morning. People don't say that. People love to complain.
Yeah. It's fine, dude.
You're not a complainer, though, I'll tell you that.
I'm not.
No. This guy's
But I'll
like
never say, I'm having an amazing day. I never say that. It's always
You know
fine.
what? I'm going to
No
give you a
good,
compliment.
No bad.
Let me give you a compliment. I'll take it. Even keel? It's fine. I'll take it. It's fine.
Cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, it's better than this sucks, or I hate this, or I hate you, or, you know, I hate these people.
It makes me feel better when someone tells me they are having an amazing day, you know.
Yes.
But it also makes me suspicious.
Yes! You stole it right out of my mouth. I was just going to say.
How can it be that good?
Exactly. The
It
day
can't be
just
that
started.
good.
How the fuck are you having a great day?
But
There's no way. You're not having a great day.
But
Let me
what's the
fix your camera here.
percentage of that? What's the percentage? Is it like 80%? Like, yeah, that makes me feel good. I like that he's having a good time. 20%, what's the secret? Or, like, what are you hiding? What's the percentage?
Yeah, I don't
'cause
trust.
you're giving me both feelings there, so now I want to know what the scale
What is that? Like mixed? That's like mixed signals we're giving you.
Well, yeah.
That's like driving with both of your feet. You know, you got your brake on, you're pressing the accelerator. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, first, I'm thinking you're trying to sell me something. It was like, what are you trying?
$19.99.
You're trying to butter me up for some sort of closing that is coming later. And then I'm like, if it's not that you're selling me something, I'm curious to why you're having such a great day.
I can
And I'm
answer
like,
that.
Yeah, and then you're going to tell me the reasons why, and I'm going to not believe you.
Hey, you know, it was me leaving my home. First of all, I love coming over here to
thank
the
you.
studio,
We
hanging out
appreciate
with the
that.
good old T&D.
Yeah.
It's always an honor and a treat.
We're okay with you. It's fine. It's fine.
And so, like,
I'm practicing.
I was already in a good mood. I was already already in a good mood. That was very funny. I was already in a good mood because of that. And then as I'm leaving my house, I look at my baby and I
Beautiful
hear
baby.
my baby wake up.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, I wanted my wife to keep playing video games. And then I think about, wait, my wife is playing a video game. She's got
Which is
peanut-
kind of hot. Can I
Yeah,
say that?
Oh, dude, it's
And
so
I mean
hot.
that with
No.
nothing but respect. But like I said this to my wife the other day, she parallel parked like really fast.
Hot.
It was hot.
Hot.
And Andrea playing video games, she'll never do it.
It's got me
But-
saying hot like Link, dude.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah,
right.
girls playing video games is hot.
It's too hot.
Now I'm mad because I've never seen my wife do anything that I like to do. Not once.
That's true. I could. She was here yesterday, and I love her. But she was the whole time she was here talking about the things that you do that she hates.
Yeah. It's everything.
And it is everything. I can confirm. I can confirm that too.
I've never walked by my wife and said to myself, I want to be doing that. It's never happened.
And what put me over the edge of like, man, I'm in a good mood to like, you know what? I'm going to be vocal about it. If someone asks me how my day is, I'm going to say I'm having a great day. What put it over the edge is because I saw this huge barrel of peanut butter stuffed pretzels right next
Wait,
to
she's
my wife.
snacking and gaming? That's
She's
hot too.
snacking, gaming. I
Yeah,
hear my
yeah.
baby wake up. I pick up my baby out of the crib.
I'm surprised you didn't call us and say I can't come in.
Oh yeah, and I go, babe, I gotta go, and then I drop
I think
off
you
the-
ruined her time. Yeah, now we're back.
But just dropping off the baby to a gamer wife, and then I see the peanut butter pretzels, and I'm like, man, I'm proud of I felt proud of myself. I'm like, this is so sick.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that this is my reality.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What
Not
game
bad at
was
all.
she
Yeah,
playing?
what is she
She's playing a girl like called a game called Palia. She's about a weekend.
Palpia.
Yeah, it's called Palia, and that's the name of, I believe, of like the land where you build a home. It's like a simulator. She likes farming.
She likes
Oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the old dog.
Oh, those are huge. My
Yeah,
wife has
yeah.
one of them. My wife is playing a farming simulator as well.
Yeah, a lot
She
of
is.
Animal Crossing
One
vibes.
of the biggest fights we ever got into, and I'm not even sure I told this story on the show, and it because I just reminded me of it, and there's been enough time where the shame that I have for this is gone away. But we were arguing, my wife and I, and in the argument, I thought it would be a good idea because I was so mad at her, and I'm so immature and an alcoholic that I felt like it would be a good idea to go into her phone, and I know her password.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing right
And
now.
I opened up her phone, and then I went to her Smurf village because she was playing Smurf.
You did
And
not.
I deleted her fucking
Oh,
village.
wow.
Yeah. Have I ever-
That's something a monster
That
does.
is something a monster does.
Yeah,
I'm not proud of that. But I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean-
I'm skin in the game here, right?
Yo,
You know
why'd you
something
do
on me
that?
now.
First of all,
It
yeah,
makes me
yeah.
a horrible fucking person. It does. It does. It does. Look, you
That
get
is,
like you get the surface horrible.
that's
Everybody's like, oh,
crazy.
he's just aloof, and but he's not a horrible person.
Well,
Like,
that's-
I am legitimately a bad person.
That's smoking gun evidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I still like it. Just
Just-
it
she
dawned
liked
on
it?
me. It dawned on me, and she had put like I want to say we might have to call her. I want to say she'd put like over a year of time into it, and I did the thing where I deleted the village, and then it asks you, it's like, well, you've been working on this village for over a year. Are you sure you want to do this? And I'm like, sure. Delete.
Wow.
Monster, real monster, real monster.
That's something.
Sure.
Yeah, the chat room is they're just roasting me. I'm horrible. There's no-
all right.
I wouldn't have said that.
I have I have no
Yeah.
defense.
Let
I
me
have
throw
no
this
defense
out
of
here.
deleting my wife's Smurf village.
To the chat, I would say, this is amazing. This is awesome. This is hard to do. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you for
Because
I'm
that's
a
not-
hero. See,
You're
See?
my
You see that?
hero.
I'm a hero.
That it's two ways to look at it. Yeah, you can look at him as a monster, but you can also look at him and go like, "That's a lot of transparency," and I appreciate that. That's got to be. That's
I
gotta
delete
be-
my wife's video game
It's
too.
a Smurf village.
If my girl or my partner.
Everybody, not one person has said like, who cares?
No,
Everybody's
no,
like,
because one-
you are the worst person. Well, I'm the worst person on the show, and I'm taking my crown today.
I'll tell
I'm
you,
taking my crown.
When you have that connection to that simulation farm or village, it's a different type of connection to that video game. You get real like,
Yeah.
I wonder what Lucas is
People
doing
are saying
today.
I should have been killed in my sleep. People are saying,
Hold on, was she addicted
it's
to
a
it?
goddamn Smurf village, guys.
Yeah, but
She
I
was
guess-
addicted to it, which is that plays
Okay,
into
so
it.
it's like throwing away our heroin.
Thank you. It's not defending a monster. This guy's so good. That's why I love him.
Yeah,
that's
it was
my
ruining our her
ride or
life.
die motherfucker.
That's my
right
guy
there.
right there.
That's my motherfucker right
It was
there.
ruining her life. She couldn't do all the things for Daniel anymore.
Yeah, exactly. This guy knows.
If
So you
someone-
had to delete.
Yeah, you can't give me a Gatorade if you're on your Smurf village.
If someone would have deleted my Simpsons village, my Simpsons game, and they deleted my
yeah.
my Springfield that I made,
Yeah.
man, that would have. My first response would be, well, why did you do that?
Oh, this is pulling up such hot feelings in the chat room. I don't know if we've ever talked about something that has made people this heated. Neo Del Rio says, my brother's wife said he had to stop playing the game Destiny or she would divorce him. They are now divorced.
Hell,
He chose Destiny. It's a good game.
the fact that
It's a
the
good
game
game.
is called Destiny
It's a
2.
good
He chose
hold on.
Destiny.
I gotta put your camera on when you say that.
He chose Destiny.
He did. He did.
Well, my question
Some
would
would
be,
say his destiny was in his hands all along.
Well,
He chose
Right?
that,
The
and
whole
then
time.
he chose Destiny
Yeah,
2.
yeah. Which is still a great game, too.
were you playing it
It's better.
a reasonable amount of time? Like,
Yeah.
was it affecting your life like alcohol and other drink? You know what I'm saying? There's addiction.
Let me see if she can call the show.
Were they trying to say like, hey, this is an addiction and you gotta cut it back or we're gonna get a divorce? Like that's reasonable.
There,
If he just wants to take away, if you just want to delete your Smurf village for no reason.
No,
that's how
it wasn't for no reason. It was that we were fighting. We were having an argument.
Oh, over spite.
and it was, yeah. And I would say an emotionally immature person, in order to trick themselves into feeling like they've won the argument, would delete a woman's Smurf village. Yes, I will stand on. I'll die on that hill. Yes, an emotionally immature person will do things like that in order to, because the pain I'm feeling at the moment, I want you to feel the same pain.
Well, I
So
mean,
I am
Your wife delivered a Switch 2 to you on a random
did.
Wednesday.
She did. We have,
when
a
it first
weird, we
came
have a
out.
weird relationship, right?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know why. I don't know why she likes me and my Smurf deleting ways.
Although
I don't know why she likes that. SJ, you love SJ. He helped engineer our cameras that are glitching again today because of the stupid Google outage yesterday. But he said if he deleted his wife's farm, that she would probably either murder him or cut his dick off.
dude,
God
if you
damn.
were to delete an Animal Crossing, like 3
Yeah.
to 5,000 hour save file.
I have one of those. I have one of those.
Yeah, man. How hard would that be if someone just yanked it on you?
Oh, is that my wife?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, hold on. We'll put her on. Hey, babe.
Hi.
So the topic came up. We were just like talking about it, and I don't think I ever told this story on the show.
No.
And
I
Tom-
would have
and-
told you don't tell
Yeah,
me.
and
You
Tom
can't
said he
lie.
would have said never say that. This is like the worst thing that's ever been said on the show. It's almost like this is like this is terrible. And I felt like it had been long enough where I could tell the story about how we were fighting, we were having an argument. And an emotionally immature person, when maybe they're losing an argument and they're upset, will do things like deleting their wife's Smurf village. This is like probably 10 years ago. But like,
Because you were bullying me.
I mean, that's you really only.
That's a bully ass move, dude. Deleting
you know
a
what?
video game file.
she's right.
Did he hold you down and
I-
spit a loogie and suck it back out?
No, I held her down. I used
I
her
think he
fingers
was-
to delete it. That's
I think he was jealous that my Smurf village was better than his, and he like gave his up, but mine was still thriving, and he
Okay, that is
was-
part of the tale.
He was,
That
going,
is-
he was
that is
going
part of the
to-
tale.
It's not part
Okay, it is
of
part of the
tale.
tale that we both had Smurf villages at one time.
I'm looking at
And-
the game right now, and it looks so whimsical.
Yeah, it is. It's good. It's a good game. But I grew tired of it. And you know what I really did to
Yeah.
make myself the worst
And I
person?
think-
I waited until it was Christmas time in the Smurf village and they had put up all their decorations.
God
and that's
damn.
when I deleted the village. As soon as Papa Smurf had put up all the Christmas decorations
Wait,
in the
I
village.
just want
How are you still so nice to Daniel?
I don't know. That's a great question. You know what? Hold on. I'm supposed to put the camera on you. That's a great question. It's an excellent question.
Are you giving him a little coolant every morning? Is that, I don't know. Is that why his
Yeah,
beard
dude,
turned gray so fast?
I deleted it, right? Didn't I delete the whole thing?
You deleted it, or you bullied me into deleting it. You basically were like, "What are you doing here?" And then it was gone. And
Yeah.
you know what? I was a little freer after it though, because I felt like I had to like maintain it and do it every day. And
Those Christmas
once it's
decorations
gone-
Papa Smurf puts up, they don't clean themselves. You got to get out there with a digital broom and knock the snow off of them. That way Gargamel can find the village.
Yeah.
It goes back to Tom saying, like, what are you doing? I mean, it was a mindless thing to, like, get away from
Me.
At the time, Daisy was probably a baby, Daniel was probably a baby, and so those kind of things.
Yeah, EJ says you have
Allow-
Stockholm syndrome. You've fallen in love with your oppressive kidnapper.
I
think
there's an element.
There is an element
it's
that she is being held against her will.
Well, it's like,
You know what's most impressive is how small I am doing this. I think that's most impressive. I'm little. Like, I'm a lot littler than you guys let on. I'm a little
I think
guy.
Andrea could beat you up.
Oh, 100%. She's very strong.
When she realizes that,
Monopoly, so, whatever.
You also had a village?
Yeah. And then I abandoned my village, but then she was spending time in her village when we should have been making love, and I think that's why I wanted to. I was like, I gotta get this village out of here so I can fuck. I haven't been fucked in. I'm so horny. I'm a very horny man. It takes a village. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I love you too. Okay, she's gotta go. All right, she's tired.
God.
That's a big.
To be slapped in the face sometimes.
I feel like that's a big reveal. I feel like
yeah,
was a
no,
big
that's
reveal.
I appreciate that.
Man, that's probably shouldn't have shared that. but-
So it's Father's Day this Sunday,
Yes.
and it's Ross's first Father's Day.
Hey,
And it feels weird. It's foreign.
Yeah.
You don't get many new holidays
Yeah,
in life.
yeah,
and
you're right.
now here I am with a new holiday. It's Sunday?
Yes, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Father's Day, now with your baby so young, it's like you don't really get the benefits until they get older, and then they can get they're like, oh, happy Father's Day, and they give you a card that your wife forced them to buy and sign because they forgot, and then you're like, oh, thank you, and then you get some sort of present that again your wife bought for your son.
You'll get some handwritten things,
Yeah. They'll give you a half-ass.
If they go to any camps,
heart.
you'll get some sort of like a walnut shell.
I'm trying to get
filled with some sort of garbage with glitter on it.
If this is the 80s, you'd get an ashtray.
I love all the macaroni necklaces. I love hand turkeys.
Yes, I love a hand turkey.
I love a good hand turkey. I look forward to getting a hand turkey. I'll be pissed.
That's why I got rid of the Smurf Village. I wouldn't get any hand turkeys, man.
I will send an email
Yeah.
if my first grade, like in elementary, it was like, there's no hand turkeys.
Yeah.
I want hand turkeys.
You know, I always wondered why. We have a listener friend of the show who has crab hands.
Why'd you bring them up?
And I'm just wondering,
It's very nice.
like during Thanksgiving, or like, what does he do? Is he just
what,
like?
what do you mean?
Is he like, my turkey's different? Like, because you change.
You use a
friend.
a stunt hand.
Yeah. Are you allowed?
Or you have a claw turkey.
Yeah.
It's a claw turkey. It's a
like-
turkey from a different profile.
Yeah.
So-
turkey straight on.
A turkey straight on.
Yeah.
Oh, that does work.
So this works with Mother's Day as well, but when the kids mass make something in school that the teacher made the whole class make, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that as a gift, it is a little bit less because you're like, well, this was manufactured in class with everybody else as a project as part of school.
Yeah, I don't even know what the teachers made.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and then, like, you didn't come up with this idea and then, like, oh, I know what my old man would like. Personalized drawing. And then, it's like, this is...
Because most kids have no idea. They need, they need a little kick.
Well, to be honest with you, in my kid's defense here in this hypothetical, I don't even have an idea. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Like, eat steak, smoke cigars, rub one out? I don't have no idea.
All three of those are, like, that's...
Same time.
To me, that's a Monday. I've been doing that no matter what.
I will also say that, and I fell into this trap, and I'll give you some Father's Day advice, Ross.
He's a good dad. He's an excellent dad.
Dan don't have the problem.
Yeah.
He's his wife's ride or die, no matter how bad he treats her. That's what I learned today.
I'm virtually certain that deleting a woman's Smurf village is right above, slapping her across the face like you're Sean Connery.
Listen, sometimes you get a benevolent king. Sometimes you get the mad king. It depends on when you were born.
I would prefer to be called Joffrey, sir.
It's your
Get the crossbow.
Anyway, so Father's Day. Now, don't fall into the trap like I did, where I told my family, listen, every Father's Day, I just want to spend time with my family, right? Because that's, it is true. I do like spending time with my family, but I also
if it were true, you wouldn't have to say that.
Well, I
don't know. Who are you trying to convince?
Here's the thing. But I also spend a lot of time with my family. In fact, every weekend of my life, basically.
Yeah.
There's no weekends that I miss.
And I don't have that, really. And I complain about it a lot because my daughter dances a lot.
So, for this Father's Day, I was like, because if it is truly Father's Day, a day to celebrate the dad in the family, it should be whatever he wants to do, right?
I want to do bad things on a golf course with the boys.
Well, that's what it was in my house. Like, my dad would get to pick. It was Father's Day.
Yeah.
So dad gets to pick what he wants to do.
Yeah, whatever. And then, the wife put it together. The kids understand, this is Father's Day. Like, let's make him breakfast.
Yep.
Let's,
We would do that.
let's fill up his flask. Whatever.
Well, I get him a bottle of whiskey, or Mama get him some Jack Daniels, and then later that night we go to Down the Hatch Seafood Restaurant so he could get fried flounder, French fries, and a salad with French dressing, and 2 bourbon and cokes, tall. Tall.
Let's let him go play golf all day.
Yeah, he would do that sometimes.
Let's let him get shit-faced at the
Cycling.
mall.
My dad liked to ride his road bike, so he'd ride from DeLand to Umatilla and back, and we'd leave him alone.
I would say Father's Day, just make sure I don't drive.
Right.
That's my rule.
Yeah, get him some Uber somewhere. Now that you mentioned it, a lot of dads out there, we hold ourselves back on how drunk we actually want to get for the most part.
Yeah, I want to barf.
I know I do.
Because of our family.
Yeah. Every time I drink, I want to barf.
We don't want a Hasselhoff burger situation. But you should be able to get that every Father's Day.
When is the last time you revisited Hasselhoff burger video? It still holds up. Go watch that tonight. Still holds up.
What? How are you
timeless?
You're
pretty good.
Like your daughter's filming you. You gotta be shamed. Even though you're blacked out, you have to be like, oh God, I can't let them see this.
I'll give you one other one that holds up. She killed the lady in the Rust movie. What's his name? Alec Baldwin. Yeah, when he calls his daughter a little pig on the voicemail, that holds up too.
That's
Go listen
good.
to that. Go listen to
Yeah,
that.
that was
Still
good
holds up.
That one never bothered me.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know,
you
his
little
daughter,
pig. I'm like, get her.
His daughter, he can do whatever.
He could have called her a cunt.
What
he
did she do?
She was being selfish, and he was like, "You're being a selfish little pig, like a little piggy."
Like a little piggy.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, what is the advice though? Do I do whatever I want, or do I go family?
No,
what do you want to do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, you got to start now.
I want to smoke funny things on hole 6.
All right.
You got to tell your wife, like, it's my day. I want to do what I want to do. Golf, set it up because I screwed it up, and I was like, family time. And then now
You can't say that now.
And then I even mentioned
She'll laugh in your face if you say that now.
Because
it's too far gone. Well, you got 10 of these under your belt.
I even dropped that. I was like, I want to go buy some plants, plant some plants in the backyard.
So you're trying to take your wish back.
And then she was like, "What? I thought I was like, I already planned family time." I'm like,
I thought you love family time. I
don't do all that.
I hate plants.
I just thought maybe it's because it's my day, and then I could plant plants.
So how are you gonna get out of it? Do you know what they're planning?
No, the families are going to be like every other Saturday or whatever the hell Sunday.
I love the spectrum of partner difference that you're deleting Smurf villages and he doesn't get what he wants on Father's Day.
Well, he's living in his own Smurf village. It's like he's trapped inside of it.
The worst thing I've ever done to Crystal was cheated on her in her dreams. That's what she'll tell you.
Which for the record, worse than deleting a Smurf village, I'll tell you that.
And
it's different. It's on a spiritual level. I agree.
He pulled her pants down in Home Depot one time too.
Paid dearly. All the time. Okay, so yesterday, I went to my niece Becca's band recital. Right, she's in middle school. She's in 7th grade.
Yeah,
and
she plays trombone.
Was it whack?
Trombone?
No, she does. I thought she played
Euphorium.
Euphorium. Yeah.
And she started trombone, so she plays both of them.
Damn.
And she's actually really good.
Good job, Becca.
She got the opportunity to play in like some state a level
Above.
Is that where they got
band.
the superior?
Yeah. She did
She's
so well.
really
in-
talented. Yeah,
in
well done.
Euphorium.
I was a
and-
band guy. I got to always shout out the band people.
And shout out to the rating scale for bands for using the word superior.
Yeah. It does sound cool,
It's
right?
so
Yeah.
cool. When you said superior, I immediately thought like, yeah, that's how they scale stuff.
Yeah, when you get that though, you are freaking pumped, man.
And it's a
when your
party.
band director tells you got a superior, it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was in middle school band, and so was Crystal. We're both in band, and then
You need to get your boys in there,
yeah,
man.
no, I asked them
It's
they
in the
want to
blood.
go. Yeah. But I'd rather them go to the sports room.
Let them flute. But what if they're good at band?
Make 'em trumpet.
Yeah. Well, they got the band gene.
Band rhymes with band.
What's the instrument that you would be most bummed out about though if the boys went
Oh,
to the band?
sidelines, fat sideline xylophone person.
Xylophone, right?
Xylophone is
I-
cool.
We all
That's
see that. No,
percussion.
you all see
I-
the video of the fat guy playing the xylophone on the sidelines, and you're just like,
it's-
oh my
it's-
god, he looks like angry
You
nerd
can-
gamer.
You can never hear it, and it's like, man, I always felt bad for the xylophone person.
Me too.
It's the flute, you know. I don't want to play the flute.
One time at band camp. Yeah.
Yeah,
or
it's-
the oboe. That's what Crystal
I
played.
started
Yeah.
in never in band, but the first and this is so embarrassing. Like people think what is the most embarrassing instrument a boy can learn to play first? People shout at flute. Well, I did that, but before flute, I learned accordion.
Yeah.
I played accordion.
That's
And
cool,
then I
though.
went
It's
accordion
cool
to
now.
flute.
Yeah, it's cool now.
It was not cool. I went accordion to flute. Then I went from flute to drums. And then I stayed with drums. Yeah.
What a journey. I'm happy
Yeah.
that you got to the cool thing.
I know. I am too. Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
I still had my flute a couple of years ago.
So a couple things I noticed. One is I somehow in my mind and was expecting because there was the beginning band and all the different bands all in the gymnasium and where all the parents were in the stands. And so
So
they
there's
had
all different levels of bands.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So they have
jazz
to-
band and symphonic band.
Yeah, and then beginner, and they had to do them all different. So the other kids had to sit and wait, the whole thing was an hour and 10 minutes, and so a lot of the kids
They'd
sat
be good if they got an hour and 10 minutes.
sat there for 20 minutes doing nothing. And I fully expected, I'm like, oh, these kids are going to be on their phones, right? Because every
Yeah.
kid has a phone, and I'm sure they've banned it for the band teachers or whatever, and
Yeah.
no one's on their phone. Everybody's
that.
just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, okay.
We
well,
banned phones in band. See what we did there?
Well,
All
yeah,
right,
they
now
don't
take
want
it from
them.
the top.
and then I also the actually, and my band teacher was like this too. They actually are super passionate about teaching kids instruments.
Yeah,
which
it's-
is
I don't even believe in God, but God bless them.
yeah.
For having real theater people are like that too. A lot of
I
your
can
artists,
Yeah.
they are, and they don't care what people think of them, and they'll be up there screaming, and they're so pumped for these kids.
Yeah, and supportive,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man,
best.
if
It's the best.
if you didn't have these humans,
Special
these
humans.
adult humans that were actually cared, because it's not like you would imagine,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, phone it in or whatever. It's they're
really
passionate
into it.
about
It's
it.
like you're breakdancing people. It's like they're doing this.
Yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
just doing it.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
You ask them, why are you doing this? Because I love it.
My brother's most influential, most impactful person that he ever had, probably in all of high school, maybe his life, was his band director.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
so influential in Southwest Florida. I still have Mr. Maxwell. He was just a phenomenal,
Yeah.
just what a pioneer in the community. Yeah, that's a really cool gig. And if
I
you
still
do
talk
it
to
right,
mine too.
yeah, if you do it right, you are someone to a lot of people for the rest
yeah,
of your life.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
do
yeah.
carve
That's
out
pretty impressive.
You do carve out a space. Like my band director from DeLand High, I'll shout him out because he still will message me on Facebook. He'll do I have a baby. I have Maisie, and then my band director, Birch Browning, shout out to that guy, trombonist as well, went on to go to Florida State. Now he's a band director at a college. Has
That's
his
big.
own-
That's the big gig
Yeah,
right there.
He has his own symphonic department that he's ahead of, I believe now. But that guy, he was very it's cool that I still talk to him.
And what was your band director's name?
I don't remember.
we had something
we
going
had it,
there.
We had it. We were doing
Well,
We had
you gotta understand,
feeling
just make
there.
something up.
You gotta
you know?
understand, I am not influenced by
Larry
most people.
Luxman.
There's no one that's I'm not impressed.
David
by
Draymond.
anything. Yeah.
I think that's the lead singer of Disturbed.
No one made an impression on me. No one, as a kid, I was just like, nah, whatever.
I love that. I'm that now.
But it's something that a lot of teachers don't talk about it as much. That the fact that they have an opportunity to make an impression on someone's life, that human being will remember you their whole life.
Yeah.
Which in normal day, if you're not a teacher or someone that in that role, you're gonna go. You're not gonna make an impression on anybody.
No.
Right? You're gonna do your job, and
Yeah.
then you go home. There's not gonna be someone that you actually made a difference in their life, or like changed their trajectory, or made them taught them something valuable. That you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so
And-
that is a benefit in being a teacher that we often don't discuss.
And we
that
all-
is a pretty
Well, it's
cool.
a hard concept though for some people to even wrap their brain around, right? Like, so you like to do this just because you see these kids executing things, and that gives you a feeling that's enough of a payment
Well, they remember
to
you.
continue
I
doing
mean,
this.
imagine being make it dark real fast, but imagine being a great teacher and you're on your deathbed. Like, that's got to feel like, yeah, I had a good time. You
Yeah,
know,
because-
like I am in so many people's mental Rolodexes.
yeah. Their whole
You
lives.
spent 50 years teaching teenagers. And
Counterpoint, I could be just as memorable if I deleted everyone's Smurf Village. If I just went around wildly deleting them.
And another thing, I always quote this man, and Jack Bradshaw kind of ruined a lot of simple
He ruins a
magic.
lot of things.
He
that
ruined
guy.
a lot of life.
He ruined us saying shit on the radio.
Yeah, we had this whole plan where we were going to say shit on the radio and get it sponsored by Mo DeWitt.
And Jack,
We were going to call it shit, sponsored by DeWitt.
I already had the backing.
It's shit, brought to you by DeWitt.
And but we were talking on a break one time, and then he let me know that we were talking about formative years, and I never really understood the concept of formative years. And your formative years are like 13 to 20 or like 15 to 20. That's why, so many movies are based in high school. High school is such a huge thing. You go back to the music that you listened to in high school, and it's not anything that you might not even like that music more or less, but it caught you at a special time in your life, and those formative years can leave such a forever impression on you. Advertising companies know that. That's why you advertise towards the youth. Then you have a longer consumer for a longer time. Those are really, really special years. And to be a leadership, be in a leadership role as a teacher or a principal, if you dunk on that job, and you take that's got to be a great life.
The chat room weighing in on the more negative aspect of that can be, and sometimes that impression can be bad.
Yes.
I had a teacher that made every student feel like an idiot for asking a question in class. I know that affected and stuck with a lot of kids.
Hold on, was it a dumb question?
I know.
How dumb was it? Because I can tell you.
Do I write my name where it says name? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it wasn't like how many elements
fucking dumb.
in the periodic table. Like, that's excusable. But yeah, you're right. You're like, where's my book bag? I don't know. There's some stupid questions. Speaking of kids.
Do I turn this into you? Shut the f- Yes! Am I the only teacher here, you fucking idiot?
Is it like
God damn!
Can I use my foot for the hand turkey? No!
That's the dumbest one.
You
Oh my
dog
god! I'm
shit.
calling your parents.
Sometimes you need to be told you're dumb.
And Robert, that was Robert's question. He said touche. We love you, Robert. We love you.
I'm sure they were smart questions, Robert.
So, and then
He said his friends, not him. His questions were fine.
So my niece Becca now is taller than I am, and
I've seen her. Yeah.
and-
Well, dude, she got me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're at fireworks, and she goes walking up like, oh my god.
You're fifth grade.
She's in fifth grade. She got a bra on. She's like a foot taller than me. Like, what the hell is happening right now?
So you had a fifth grade girl taller than you.
They all are. They all are. They'll delete my Smurf Village.
So
I don't play. I don't play anymore.
And then I flash back into like dragging Becca around on a towel around my house as a game we used to play, like where just basically drag her around. She's holding onto a towel.
He's the king of dumb dad games. You should see this guy in a pool.
Yeah, but
All right.
No one will ever beat him in a pool.
Put
with
them on a
kids.
towel. Are they sitting or are they on
It
their
doesn't
back?
matter. He can think of any game with any baby. He's the king of dumb baby games.
So, which is weird, by the way.
It is weird, but you
I
love it
yeah.
because you love it.
Yeah.
It's because it's true joy. It's like one of the only times I can see him do something pure joy.
But I contend that if you do not have a child in your life, right, at all, then you are lucky, because you do not get slapped in the face by the reality of time passing like it is when you do have a child in your life.
Oh,
and
the
then you
harsh
watch
reality
them,
of it flying. Yeah.
no, if you watch them go from 2 foot tall to taller than you.
Yeah.
And with seemingly a very short amount of time, where it's like, whoa, wow. Because if you don't have that visual, then all of a sudden that same 13 years will pass and nothing much will change. Your hair gets a little grayer, right? But you still have the same, you don't see the trees
it's a different
grow.
marker.
Everything's
Yeah.
slower, you know what I'm saying? You do
Yeah.
get aged a little bit, but you look at yourself so often that it's like, but when you have
You know what it reminds me of?
a kid in your life, and it doesn't so much happen with your own kids as much as a kid you don't see every single day.
It happens with me
Yeah.
sometimes with your boys. Like Tommy came in here the
Oh,
other
yeah,
day,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
even recognize him.
Maisie too.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh, the young woman.
Yeah, it's
I-
crazy. And
I
you know what it
had-
reminds me of is like watch. You know when we went to the science center and we were using their telescope and we had it lined up on, I forget what planet we were looking at.
Yeah.
But like when you're looking at the planet here. And like imagine, me just looking at a star. The star doesn't appear to move, but we had to keep resetting the telescope because with the power of that telescope,
Yeah,
you could
the
it
Earth's
would-
rotation
The
is
Earth's
moving.
rotation,
Yeah.
it's just going to get out of focus. It's just a different time marker, and you're
Yeah.
correct. You are absolutely correct.
It's like a heat check. It's like oh, all right, let's see how old I am this time.
Yeah. Then you're like, oh, this human's grown.
Yeah.
What
grade is she? Was she 5th grade?
Seventh.
7th.
Yeah.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
yeah. It's and she'll be in high
Jesus
school soon.
Christ.
Anyway, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we got tons of emails. I want to talk to Ross about any upcoming plans you got.
Yeah.
You got a while before you get into the mode of school, summertime. Like that's a whole different animal.
game.
As a
Planning
parent,
for that is weird too.
having a
It's-
baby is just like
I enjoyed it.
I had so far at the first 4 months can lick my ass.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last 5 months, I love it. Can
Yeah.
hug my ass.
Our first 3 was ass licking as well.
Yeah,
Not
I
good.
did not like that was just the hardest. Like the first 2 weeks. Yo, why is Venom leaving my son's ass right now? Like, what is that?
Yeah, that is.
That's what. There's no rules.
We'll take a quick break. The name of the band is Prop House. The name of the song is Jeff Buckley. I think these guys remind me of Fugazi a little bit. Like, it's just like 2 singers, I believe. It's good. I like it. We'll be back with more on Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. 1-844-TOMNDAN or show@tomandan.com for your email messages. Welcome back to a Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch with us, comedian, and I want to call you a writer.
Right? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I
want to say writer, and
I feel like I've earned that after
and-
this last year. Dude.
yeah, and performer and radio personality, Mr. Rauce Padgett.
Freestyle rapper.
Yeah.
Pop
We forget about
locker.
that. We forget that he can break
Yeah,
dance and rap.
that's right.
Can't
yeah.
stop, won't stop.
Oh,
Rockefeller Records.
You're a b-boy?
Yeah, no.
No.
Did you know his
I
son is a
can't.
b-boy?
I can't break dance, but I just always like to bring up that I do have rhythm, and I've been known to
Okay.
cut a rug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do some top rock.
Yeah. See, this guy, his son.
This
his-
guy just dropped lingo
No, but his
right
son
there.
is a b-boy for real.
I have seen some
Yeah.
clips, and it is awesome.
Yeah, and he's all into it. He's got a name now and everything. You need a name.
Well, I have to earn your name, sir.
T.
Well, then why don't you try to earn your name?
You can't just give yourself the name. It's like radio.
Wait, you gave yourself the name Drunk in the Bear. You did that. You
It feels
wrote that
guttural.
role.
It feels guttural right now. Just trust me on this plank that I'm about to walk. Tomorrow.
Oh,
I don't know. It just felt right.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I like that one. What if you're? I'm Fawn.
No.
That's your name, Fawn.
So I forgot what we were going to talk about now.
Vacations.
Before that, did you see Antonio Brown is warrant out for his arrest for attempted murder?
Attempted murder.
That just came out today, and I was like, man,
get the
this
details on
guy has unraveled. And then I'm like, with mental illness, and I've seen it happen, and we talked about it before, where like people do get worse as they get older, but it does seem like he spent the first part of his career with out any of this.
Oh,
and
it
then,
was the shooting thing he did at the celebrity boxing event, where he showed up at the. This is like a couple weeks ago or a week ago. He showed up at some celebrity boxing event. No, it was in May. Sorry, well, which could have been a couple weeks ago. But he showed up to it, and then he got in a fight and pulled out a gun and fired it.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No,
AB.
you can't. You can't do that.
Is this what?
Attempted murder with a firearm and calls for Brown to pay $10,000 bond and remain under house arrest pending trial.
So and obviously they're progressively crazier and crazier. And now this, which is
It was in Miami and Little Haiti.
could be a life ruiner. Obviously,
Yeah.
Like you get convicted of attempted murder, you're spending time in jail, and that's you're gonna waste a fortune in legal fees, and it's
So here's what happened. According to the warrant, officers responded to a report of gunshots being fired outside of the venue shortly before midnight on May 16th. When they arrived, an off-duty officer working security at the event said he left the venue after being told of the sound of gunfire, according to the warrant, and he then observed Brown involved in a physical altercation with another man. Patrons in the parking lot told officers that Brown was the shooter, according to the warrant, which also states that Brown had no weapon on him when officers patted him down.
it's just a.
He said, now he claims he had been jumped of people trying to steal his jewelry. So, I mean, I'm going to guess that, yes, he did have a gun. Yes, he did fire it. Then he tossed it in the bushes. They'll find it.
Yeah.
you know.
It's just God.
And he won't go to jail, right?
Have you ever tossed anything in the bushes for the cops?
Yes. Not for the cops. I have.
But you have bush tossed.
It goes back to deleting more media. Ed Till, I deleted the tapes of, there were different times in broadcasting where I'd pull the DAT tapes out and just literally pull the tapes out and ruin them. Because we had cursed or we'd done something bad, or the Surge, remember when Surge is a drink that was a competitor of Mountain Dew.
Oh, I remember Surge.
And the first thing that Ed Till said on the air is he called it gonorrhea green or all this kind of stuff, and it was like a big Coca-Cola buy. So we were going to lose the account, and then they asked for the tapes, and Ed told me to destroy the tapes. So I destroyed the tapes. I think I destroyed the tapes twice in my broadcasting career. When they ask you to burn the boats, you burn the boats.
I threw weed behind an ice machine once.
Whoa! That's like a senator's son.
Dude, it was scary. It was scary.
Was it scary?
Yeah, and I was like 20.
Whoa!
In what scenario?
I pulled up to a gas station with two guys who are over 21. We were buying beer. And we pulled up. It was a quick thing, so we pulled up to next to the door. My friend left the door open. I'm just chilling in the back seat. I'm like, I kind of want to go get some Twizzlers or whatever.
Well, of course, you're high.
I'm stoned.
Yeah.
I get into the gas station. I buy my Twizzlers. I walk out, and my friends are stopped by the cops, and I have weed in my pocket. And I quickly was like, I had to pretend
you freaked out.
I was like, do I know him or not? And then I did know him, I had to do that. And then while they were talking stuff, I just threw weed behind the ice machine.
Did you go back and get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a half eight.
I love when you go
that's
back
a lot. Yeah.
and you find the stuff. I think my friend told me a story about throwing weed out of the car on the turnpike. And then he literally
went back and got it.
Went back the next day, and then was walking down the median of the grass and found it.
That's
awesome.
Craziest thing I have ever lost and found. Golf course, Rio Pinar, hole 15 is a par 5, Tom, and I lost my vape on hole 15 Rio Pinar next month. Hit the same golf shot in or around the month when I played it. Found my vape.
What? A month later?
A month
oh my
later.
God, are you a fucking wizard?
On
How
hole
did you
15,
make that happen?
dude, I hit the same golf shot in the same area.
Which makes sense because a lot of our listeners may not know this, but this guy's a fucking amazing
Yeah.
golfer. Literally really good golfer.
That's the story of Florida vagabonds.
I threw it away.
Be careful.
It was rained on, and it was all it was all dirty.
Fagarelli van.
But that was one of those things where it's man,
That's wild.
I need to go buy a lottery ticket. That felt good.
You know what that reminds me of is there's plenty of fishermen that are I lost my pole here, and then 2 years later I was fishing, caught my pole, and I'm like, well, that didn't happen. I guess it happens. I think that stuff happens a lot. Because I don't think we're very. I think we think that like everything happening is like awesome. Like no, it's just like it's all random, and then just nothing special.
And you were in the same place at the,
Yeah.
it's just like,
Yeah.
and like,
if a scientist were there, he's like, well, the likelihood you're in the same canoe in the same area, and there's no other fishing poles in there.
I was
so-
just proud of myself because I never find shit that I lose, man. Like I'm so bad at it. I can't. I lose things all the time. I don't know where things are. In your marriages, is the wifey's better at finding stuff?
no, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
not if
that's
I
a
get
stereotype.
high. If I get high, I have like this thing, and you guys tell me if you do this, but Andrea swears on it too. She's seen enough of it. It's almost like my anxiety can cloud my brain so much where if I can relax, I can actually tap into it and remember things. So if I'll be sitting on the couch and I'll toot, and I'll just sit there for a second, and I'll be like, I know where I left the scissors. I know exactly where they are. Go up to the 4th floor, open this drawer in the 4th floor bathroom. Boom, they're sitting right there, right where I left them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I'm able to like slow it down.
Rip a pen until you beautiful mind out.
But I also think there's a part of me that's bullshit, that I could probably do that without having to access it through like tooting a marijuana pen. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about, though, when you're just, and I don't even know if you need to be stoned or you're just relaxing. And all of a sudden, that one thing that you forgot about just pops up. You're like, oh yeah, that's right, taxes. Or whatever. Taxes is a very dramatic example.
Or
but
if I'm high, I notice that I can do things like I'll be high and I'll be watching a show and there'll be an actor and it'll be somebody like I'll be like, oh, that's Burgess Meredith. Like I'll just like rocket off the name and I'm like, why does it seem like, am I just feeling that, or is that an actual thing that's happening? Because it could just be a feeling.
Well, there is a psychedelic effect that does help you think in different ways. Like all that does make sense.
That's what we've been fed for years, right? Is the artists. They toot the marijuana and it makes me see the world differently, man.
the one thing that it does, at least for me, when it comes to like making stuff, is that it's kind of like a work hard, play hard for me. That like when I do hit a pen, I feel like I am playing hard.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I need to go do laundry. And if I'm going to have to do laundry, well, like, I like being stoned while doing it.
Oh yeah, that's called getting your head right.
Yeah,
I've learned
that's
that
a
through
construction technique, yeah.
the many construction friends
And repo.
or anybody.
They run hand in hand.
Yeah.
Any blue collar position
Yeah.
that they don't drug test
Yeah.
as much.
Street jobs, tough guys.
You're about to do some hard work. You're like, well, might as well do this high. Same thing when I'm sick. Anytime I'm sick, I immediately get high because I'm like, well, I feel like shit, so I might as well be high.
What I'm afraid of is that, like, it's weird is that I don't know. I need the beginning and the beginning inertia to want to do the laundry.
Yes,
And then somehow they got connected. That getting stoned makes me want to do the laundry.
That's the treat.
Because that's the work hard, play hard thing in my mind. Of like, and when I was really young, and because I've been smoking weed now for
Long time.
16 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Every day?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Some breaks on purpose as well, just to be like, let me actually get stoned again. kind of thing.
Right,
I'm an all gas kind of guy.
But when I was young,
at this point, I'm 1,000 milligrams a day. No, I'm
everyone knows the stereotype of the lazy stoner, and I was just so afraid of being just that statistic,
Sure,
fulfilling that stereotype. So I do weed actually kind of motivates me to not fulfill that stereotype in a weird way. Do I need it to implement discipline and willpower? I do not think so. I'm just saying that beginning inertia of just like time to go run or time to go edit. If I'm going to hit this pen,
it helps.
I got to go do one of those things.
All these ultra marathon guys and ultra athletes that do crazy runs or triathlons or whatever, a lot of them like weed.
Yeah.
It's just like going back to, if you're going to do something hard, might as well be high. That helps. A lot of runners get stoned or like microdose because it helps you like get to that place in your mind faster.
Where are you at with mushrooms?
Love them.
See, that's where I think that's the next. That's where I'm going next.
Have you?
But I don't. Not in many years. But I don't even like. I want to do the right stuff. I want to try the microdosing that we've been talking about.
Yeah, there's tons of. Apparently, you just order it online.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like, yeah, you just order it online, they ship it to you.
Yeah.
Technically, it's illegal, but so are a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I've been shipping
no-
fluids and liquids in boxes for years. They ask me, "Is there any liquids in here?" I'm like, "Nope."
There's not many things that have been more impactful than psilocybin. Mushrooms tripping than I've only tripped, I would say, like maybe 6 or 7 times on mushrooms, which isn't a ton, but every time I felt like I just graduated Valencia Community College. Every time I walked out going like, yep, that's educational right there.
Yeah,
I learned.
I definitely want to try that.
It has helped me in a lot of different ways. I don't know, it's very weird. It gets weird though. It gets woohoo.
Do you try to be in like a controlled environment?
I have
or?
concrete rules for my trips.
That's what I figured.
I am outside. I will not be indoors, or if I am, it's a movie theater and no one's in it. Like,
All right.
So
okay.
the Pee-wee.
I might pee-wee out.
Yeah, leave me alone.
But
I just
like,
want to jack off in here.
I can do a movie theater because everyone's looking at the same screen. I can't do like, I don't like being in general public where someone may actually look at me, because if someone looks at me and I'm in that state, my first thought is they know. They know. They know.
What about purposefully doing it right before you really shouldn't? That's called the amazing
That's
Jonathan.
Elon. Yeah, do it before you go into the goddamn Oval Office.
Because then
I want to do
is-
that too. That's crazy.
it is a test to see if you can keep it together. Like you're like, hey, I'm gonna do this right before I really shouldn't, and then see if I could ride the lightning.
I kind of feel like you and I, again, not that we're airing out all of our grievances here or all of our dirty laundry, but I kind of feel like you and I were inching into that by accident when we were doing announcements for Orlando City Soccer, right?
Okay,
Am I wrong?
No.
Am I
We can
wrong?
talk about
Okay,
it.
We would go, yeah,
Or-
statute of
or-
limitations.
or-
I'm
Rauce
looking
is now
really,
doing this
Yeah.
job.
This
Yeah.
is my job now. So
Yeah.
what are you guys about to
I'm
tell?
looking really bad today.
And we're
but it's
talking
fine.
about the in-game host for Orlando
Yeah,
City.
Yeah. So we would go,
which we never wanted to do.
I think they just offered it to us because we were
Yeah.
the brand ambassadors and we were working with the marketing department,
Yeah,
and
and
we
we're
did
like,
a lot of
okay.
work. I mean,
Yeah.
we loved it. We don't get me wrong, loved it.
When they first, okay, I'll be honest. I didn't love it. This is I'm
hard.
terrified of speaking
It
in
was
front of
hard.
people, and then plus the
I
fact
loved it.
you add the echo to it, and then you're giving me a job that I despise. I got so nervous
did.
because I was like,
His
oh my.
titties would sweat. Am I wrong? I'm not lying. There's a picture of him. He's fat.
He's got two-
but he's in good shape now.
Two sweat-stained
And
eyelashes.
And right under his titties, he has the eyelashes.
Yeah, he's
right
got
under
the
his titties
eyelashes.
because he's so nervous.
Oh no!
Well, it's hot. It's just
hot as
goddamn
fuck.
hot as fuck.
And then you're on camera.
Yeah.
Undershirt.
And I had a jersey, so I
I've
just
been-
wear my jersey. My titties are sweating too, but you can't see it.
We'd also have to memorize paragraphs of fucking lines
Yeah,
of
you
like.
do this.
Yeah,
But guess who's a goddamn actor, writer? Like, we're just
And we all-
dumb radio dorks.
They give us pieces of paper now.
Oh, you can read off paper.
yeah, we read.
Hold on a
I didn't have to
goddamn
memorize
minute.
it. I don't even know if they
We
told us that.
never
I
got
just thought. I
paper.
just knew. I was like, oh, I see the TV.
No,
they,
we
they
never
don't have
got paper. Oh man, we never got paper.
I would write it sometimes on my hand, like the American Airlines.
It was JetBlue,
Or whatever,
motherfucker.
I don't know.
Oh my god, it was Disney and JetBlue. It scarred me. It scarred me. Like I will tell you, the stuff we did for Orlando City, whether hosting the awards or doing the in-game, is the single hardest job. Over radio, over working on the monsters, even when I was upset there, like it was the single hardest thing to do is what you do now. And those in-game and then hosting with that many people watching you is the hardest thing we've ever had to do, by far.
You were talking about you don't like when people look at you. One thing that I just absolutely, when I got the gig, I was so excited and so happy is because they didn't feel like people looking at me because they felt I was always in the stands this whole time. So like I feel like one of them, and they feel like one of me. So
Right.
No,
when
you're
I-
perfect for
No,
it.
you're perfect for
Dude,
it.
it is a dream come true being able to cross entertainment and my favorite sport of soccer.
Well, we
Oh,
would go.
when they called us, they were like, "You guys want to do this again?" Or I don't know what. We're like, "Hell no!" And they're like, "Do you know anybody who's good?" I'm like, "Ross, Padgett."
Yeah.
Daniels.
Yeah.
I like
You
Ross.
I was like, I got your guy.
And then
Yeah, yeah,
Sabrina,
like- yeah,
Sabrina
and
got
so-
asked
yeah.
the same thing, and
Yeah.
Sabrina was like, "I know a guy," and then all of a sudden, bang, bang, boom, boom, pow.
Yeah, it
I'm
all
holding
came
a mic
together.
for Orlando City.
But we used to
Yeah,
go to.
but
we
you were
used-
showing up twisted.
Did that?
Okay, so we. No, okay, hold on. Let's speak.
I was on an edible one time.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why I took it. I was
Wasn't
like,
it an accident? Didn't you have it in your pocket or something? And then you like.
well, you could call it an accident if an accident is 2 hours before. I'm like, I'm gonna eat this, and then I immediately I was like, oh, I should throw that up. I'm like, nah, I'll be cool.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Needless to say,
And then I'm like,
I did a lot
lightning.
more. I did a lot more announcing that game.
And then I'm like, if I drink enough, it'll dull it. And I'm like, oh, now I'm drunk.
So we would go to Stonewall
And
Bar.
my titties are sweating.
The
I know
bar-
Stonewall.
and we would go to the back patio, and then we became a regular with the bartender at the Outback patio. So we would just sit out there, and they'd have the Mister fans on, and we'd just hide in Stonewall, and we would
drank and
hammer Coors Lights. I'm like, cocoon, cocoon. I think
We're like, one more, we can
no,
handle it.
No bullshit. I bet you the most. I think I did announcements on 8 beers one time. On 8 beers.
One time I froze. You didn't know how to save me.
I did. Oh, I forgot about that. You did.
I froze.
He
I
froze.
remember.
just like,
I-
welcome
You know what he did? He
Orlando.
froze, and he was like, "Oh, are my titties sweating?"
Do I have the eyelash things going on?
Yeah. Luckily, Daniel kicked in, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, I wonder if they saw me freeze. And then I looked over, and all the people with the headphones, they saw me.
They're like, "He froze."
I'm so curious about about relationships with alcohol, because I know that you guys have had a Lord of the Rings trilogy experience with booze and alcohol.
Oh yeah.
What was
One ring to rule them all.
So first question is, what was the last time you guys had a beer? And then the second
last
question
night.
is last night.
Well, it was my birthday, so.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And
It was over the weekend. I've been trying to stick to the weekends only.
And then what was it like going from that volume of drinking to this volume of drinking while doing this job? You're basically, coming to grips with something that you're like, yeah, I got to work on that, with a microphone in front of your face the
You
whole
just
Well, I'm
time.
glad
you
you
just
asked.
drink through it.
You just lie.
You're not
Well,
supposed
You
to
say
do
that you don't do it, then you do it.
My alcohol.
Hide it from your family.
My alcoholism would tell me you're better when you're hungover. Like that's when the true comedy comes out.
I mean,
where
there
you're
is a-
hungover, feel like shit.
There is a
I
fucked up
trick myself
trick to that where there are times when you can come in here, and I'm not going to say you're better because you never
No,
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I can say you can get. I'll never say that you're not better, and you never will be. But what the hangover does give you is a I don't give a fuck, and that there's a beautifulness in the I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck attitude, which almost becomes a yes and in the
Yes.
improv world. Like the I don't give a fuck almost becomes like you become like the guy that unfortunately this is a bad analogy, but a good one. The guy that's drunk and crashes his car into a tree and flies out his windshield and doesn't get hurt because he's so fucking relaxed when he's flying through the air that he lives through it, right? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
that-
like
that-
there
no,
is
that's a good-
there
that's
is
an accurate
something
analogy.
to it where it relaxes you, but you're never better. That's a lie. You're never better drunk.
And then, well, I mean, this is a bummer to talk about, so we'll get over it. But Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson did tell me one day, he was like, man, he's like, when you get older, you don't feel the same when you like the alcohol is different in your body.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so it's not the same. It's like you hit a certain point where your body doesn't process the alcohol as well, or you don't even get drunk like you want to. It's like, and it's like it's just over, and it's like, and I'm like weird. I remember him telling, like,
Well-
I was like, is that right?
Well, for Bubba,
And
I
then it
mean,
is, it's
and
like-
we've talked about this before, and anybody that's in recovery, I think it's referred to as the hedonic threshold, where you are. There's that serotonin that alcohol gives you is an artificial. You're getting too quick. You get there too fast, And then so it just takes more and more and more, and then eventually you kind of gas out and it doesn't even work anymore.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying.
And,
Yeah,
and
he's like,
I
it
think
doesn't
he
work.
was there. I mean, obviously he was, because we all know he had
Yeah.
struggles with even harder things. So,
But I've heard that from a lot of people in their 50s, 60s. It's just like, I don't, I can't.
It's not the same experience.
yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
one thing that, I've been keeping an eye on since I've become a dad is alcohol consumption. And then I'm coming to grips with, like, I've known this for years. I don't even know if I've ever said this into a microphone, but 99% of the times I have done stand-up comedy, there is alcohol in my system.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did this show like that for the first Fridays. How
And
many Fridays did we do?
not
years.
drunk.
Yeah, it was years. Not drunk. I would get eventually there,
just
maybe a
drink
little
beer.
buzz or
I
have
re-
some beers. But yeah, I felt like I needed to do it.
Maybe
like-
this might make you feel uncomfortable because God knows our dog Jim loves all three of us. At least, at the very least, he walks that talk. I don't know if he talks that talk, but I know I feel comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
I remember one time Jim looked at me and I was talking to him about just those days when all of you guys were jamming. And he looked at me dead ass. One of the most serious times I've ever seen him, and he said the funniest person in the entire world is 2 beers and Daniel.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
And he was just
Well, I start pulling my dick out.
yeah.
And I have a funny dick. It's disgusting.
But I just remember.
Because 3 beers, Daniel, will delete your
Man.
ass.
Yeah. I'll fucking come for your Smurfs.
But it's weird.
Yeah, winter is coming.
It's weird coming with the concrete fact of like I enjoy having a beer either right before or during stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
And that's
I'm about to do another stop.
and I don't know how much I like. Should I be okay with that? Should I demonize myself for that?
No,
Or
I think lots of comics do this, and I think lots of comics that don't drink in their normal life do this on stage still. In fact, I saw Ricky Gervais. I don't know, Ricky Gervais like drinks a lot in his normal life. I bet at his age he probably doesn't, but he was still drinking on stage. Like he would open a beer, and it looked like he'd been doing it for so long that he has to do
Kinda
it.
felt like he needed
because
to
he
do it,
falls
yeah.
into this
Well,
performance mode.
I would go ahead and start I'm inching close, or maybe I just need to come out and say like I'm in that area. By always, there's just a beer. Corona with a lime when you show up to a show. Gets me. I'm ready to destroy this.
Well, now it's become a workflow, which is the dangerous
a
part.
habit.
Yeah.
It's part of the routine.
I feel
the
that
tradition.
100%.
And,
I had to break that here, and it was damn near impossible. to do
really,
it.
yeah.
But
I'm scared of it.
No,
Because
but if
and
you're
then I
not
would,
an
I would even
alcoholic,
tell
you
you.
can
You
do
would
it.
see me. I would tell you. I'd be like,
Whatever.
I feel better editing when I have a couple beers. Like I'm a better editor when I have a couple beers.
Yeah.
I mean, is that true?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think it is.
You know-
but there is a feeling there that
Listen, you can have as many beers as you want, but I don't care.
No, I'm thinking about doing another. I stopped for 340 days, like a couple of years ago or a year and a half ago. And I'm thinking about doing another big stop, like just I don't know, just a challenge.
Just like a heat check. It's another
Yeah,
heat
I
check.
don't know.
Let
I
me make sure I got all of this under
not gonna
wraps.
hurt you. Not gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
to stop drinking poison.
So Ross, what? I know you said you didn't have any plans for this Father's Day, but do you think your wife does? You think
That's another thing.
it's your first Father's Day? You got to
What
do
are-
something.
What are the social rules on this little dance that I think a lot of first-time dads do with their wife? Do I go like, hey, so Sunday,
She knows.
she has to,
I would
right?
imagine she's got something planned.
But we haven't talked about it. We haven't talked about a plan.
Now, for her first Mother's Day, did you do something?
So, first Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
First half, they had me in the first half. I was down. Dropped the ball a couple times, fumbled. They went up 14. By they, I mean life. Life was whooping my ass.
This sounds really bad. He sounds like you a lot of the time when he goes to explain what he did.
The first half, they got us. They got us. I know.
It's 28-3.
Yeah, it's 28-3.
Stop. Stop with that.
Yes, he's a Falcons fan.
Stop it.
It's 28-3. I
Every
had
day,
a
I
tech
think.
rehearsal. I had a must-be 3-hour tech rehearsal for Fringe.
Oh,
And we just had it scheduled on the early morning of Mother's Day.
All right.
Oh, that's very selfish.
Yeah.
Some would say that's up there with Smurf Village style selfish.
Some may say that's not, but
I don't know. It looks exactly the same as Smurf Village.
He's trying to make
Yeah.
a living for his family.
I don't know. It sounds very Smurfy
Well, I
to
think
me.
if you squint,
yeah,
it's a
something
little
Smurfs
different.
in here. Yeah.
I hate
But then
techno.
I came home. I took her to a farm, put her to work. No, I took her, took her to a farm, and then we cut like our own sunflowers. It was out in Mount Dora. I forgot the name of the farm.
I've done that one. It's great. It's
was
beautiful.
It was
out there.
beautiful. We got a wine slushy.
Nice.
It was wonderful. And then I knew she was pissed. I knew when we got in the car and we were driving there, and the GPS on the screen said 38 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, that's a little bit longer than I thought.
I love when you can.
I've talked about it way more with you guys than with her.
Okay, well, she's probably keeping it a secret for you as a surprise.
Yours too.
My
wife has. Because we do so much with Maisie and her dance, and her birthday is on Father's Day. So I'm just taking the
Oh, birthday
L.
Sunday.
Yeah, birthday Sunday. So I'm just taking the L, and we're just doing, because my birthday was yesterday.
Would be really funny, though, if you took it back. If you took the day back.
Okay.
Like,
Hold
it's
on.
a
You can
Father's
convince
Day.
me. There's still some time you can
There's
convince
still
me.
some time.
I mean, I'll check to see if Maisie has a Smurf Village on her iPad.
Okay, a little fast forward, though. I could see this in your latter years. That is what's going to happen.
Oh, it's
When
already.
you're an
My
old-
birthday's already been washed away.
No,
and I'm
but
okay
when
with
you're
that.
an old man and
Well, that won't
she's
happen.
older,
Yeah.
right? It will switch. Father's Day will beat her birthday because a 35, 38-year-old birthday is so mundane, but a couple last Father's Days, those shits hit
that's
hard.
also really grim.
Yeah, you think this guy's living until Maisie's 35?
I mean,
You're insane.
Yeah, what are you? This is George R.R. Martin over here. This guy's writing some true fantasy.
I don't know, dude. That felt good when I said it.
my
I
God,
like that
You might as
story.
well have said there's an ice dragon flying over this place.
The Reaper's tapping on the window.
What are you talking about? He's right here with me. He's been helping me work. We just went off the goddamn videos are all fucked up.
all right.
Now I'm going to get that other hit.
Let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's come back. Let's finish up with a couple of emails.
A couple of voicemails, too. Yep.
Some voicemails, and then we'll cruise off into Father's Day weekend.
Love it.
I wonder what I just thought about it. Like Mother's Day, there's people on the streets selling roses. The orchid guy comes out at the gas station. There's lots
Orchids everywhere.
of street side fare
Yeah.
for last minute dads to pick something up and bring to their wife. Right?
No one's selling jerky.
Yeah,
You know?
it's weird.
No, where's my strips of who's tanning leather?
And I realize it's not because, listen, if there was money in it, people would be doing it. It's because the mothers pre-plan so much further than the dads. The dads need
brilliant.
the last-minute orchid guy because they forgot and they're on their way home.
Oh,
they're like,
shit. Shit. That happened to me.
yeah, of course. And there's that. That just goes to show you how good women are.
My dad, out of you would think I would have learned this, but my dad was the king of Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas,
Yeah.
all of them. You want to know why? I think I figured this out way later in life, though. Like, way too late. He's just so horny. That he did. Look, I'm serious. You knew
Being
my dad.
ultra horny is a good
And he was
motivator.
ultra horny. And he would not, because I think he was so concerned about getting sex that he's like, oh, Mother's Day's coming up. I'm getting a card. I got you a card, Dan Lee. I got flowers. He was very good at it. And he did, very rarely did he ever drop the ball. He picked out clothing for my mom, all this crazy shit. I can't even scratch the surface.
I love how oddly romantic that is.
I don't know if it's romantic, but I think I knew his motivator. I think I do.
It's the Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, my dad was Pepe Le Pew.
The
Well,
land Pepe Le Pew.
maybe I
Very
appreciate that.
Southern Pepe.
The honesty about it then.
It's just that's his number
She likes
one
Godiva.
motivator. All right, what do we got here?
The name of the band is Bones Shredder. The name of the song is Daylight. We'll be right back with more on Mediocre Time right after this. That's the Voids. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Ross Padgett's here.
Hey.
Where are you going to be at, Ross?
This weekend, I'm going to be in Mount Dora. It is happening. This is a huge real radio comedy show, and it is awesome that they asked me to start off the first of the Mount Dora real comedy series.
All right. All right.
Oh, wow. I mean,
All right.
that's all, and it's also that's a nice place to be playing. I mean, Mount Dora is beautiful.
Mount Dora is kind of like a Pixar short, but when you look really inside, you can still see some like, oh yeah, you don't like certain groups of people. But
That's Florida.
That's Florida. That is Florida. But I also I think Mount Dora is Florida's best kept secret. That is
It's
not
nice.
really a secret too much anymore. But every time I go there, I'm like, man, where is this? Shoot any movie here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got that like midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil like vibe.
And then I will be at Pineapples and Melbourne on the 27th.
Wait a minute, isn't that code for swinging?
Yeah, that is also as well. It's a fun time over
Right?
It's a fun time.
Am I wrong
over.
on that? Is that a swing? Are you playing? Is that a swingers club?
It is not.
Okay.
It's
called Pineapple? Come
it's
on,
called
man.
Pineapples.
That's a swingers club.
So yeah, and
It's gotta
I
be.
this right now, this set that I'm
Like
doing.
you don't have a like if we had a restaurant called Penises, or
it,
Cocks.
it doesn't fly.
I
but-
know I've said this before, but the swingers, they should have adopted a different fruit than pineapples.
the
One-
spikiest.
Yeah, they should have had a fruit that looks like it could go inside you.
It'd be eggplant, cucumber,
Eggplant,
carrot
cucumber.
at the very least. I don't
Eggplant
know.
found its way digitally, but not in the culture, not in the
Yeah.
real
Or
world.
just go peach. That's a
Did you
connotation.
guys see the guy who's having his penis made into an emoji eggplant?
Is that
Have you
real?
seen this?
No.
That's wild.
He's having plastic surgery to make his penis look like a eggplant.
An eggplant emoji.
An eggplant
Okay.
with like
Okay.
silicone injections and
What country would that surgery even fly in?
don't know. Don't
Well,
know.
you.
They gave me a hip replacement.
Yeah.
And I'm a
He
monster.
didn't even need it.
Yeah, I'm a horrible man. I'm right up
Yeah,
there with
yeah.
Andrew Tate, apparently, according to the chat room,
Oh,
for deleting my wife's village.
Anything south of the United States, you usually, and then some Europe, Eastern Europe.
Yeah, there's some strange surgeries out there. I got down a, if we can tangent for a second, and then we'll do some voicemails and emails. I got into a wormhole, or a rabbit hole rather, not a wormhole, of like strange surgeries where people get addicted to like cutting body parts off.
Yeah.
And
I
they,
find it hilarious that some countries, looking at you, Turkey, is just known for their surgeries. And
Yeah.
then when you
They
go
have
on a
villages
flight,
made
when you
for it.
go on a flight from Turkey back here, you just see everyone bleeding from their scalps.
Yeah.
The hair transplants.
That's hysterical.
we
to
had a
me.
friend that a friend of the show that went to one of the transplant or transplant villages where it's like literally it's just hair places and hotels for people that are staying to get their hair
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all it is.
And
It's a
like
city of hair.
There's a bunch of medical tourism. Like,
Yeah.
and Colombia used to be big for breast implants and like other surgeries, and even now Mexico. And like people have set up shop just because like the American doctors would go and set up some Mexican clinic where they'll do surgeries just because they don't have to abide by the same expensive
Yeah.
the litigious stuff, the insurance, and
Dallas
all
Buyers Club.
Yeah, and also some you cut some cost and offer a discounted rate with the same equipment, and then people go and they're like, I could save $5,000 by doing it in just.
I
a short
also had
flight.
a friend go there, a friend of the family rather, that went, and it wasn't Turkey, but it was somewhere other than the United States for dental implants, and it was like a quarter of the cost, and the work is phenomenal. Like, the work that they got done is incredible, but they just had to I have to fly to this different country and get through the language barriers and work with a doctor that's not in, America.
Do you guys do any research with your doctors? Like actually look into?
My wife does.
Yeah.
She's a big fan of the 5-star, 4-star review
too.
system. If it's there, and I think the most important review metric is how many reviews. If something has 900, 1,200, thousands of reviews, at the very least, people have used it, and it's not closed.
Tried and true.
Yeah.
When I
I'm
got,
with you. Yeah,
I've never done this in
No,
my
my
entire
surgeon,
life.
my surgeon, I found the best, my guy's 5 stars.
Might as well.
Dr. P, like, no, I did. And then there was another guy that I was going to go to that I think some of our listeners have gone to, and he's 4.5 stars. I didn't choose him. I chose 5 stars.
When I was driving to get my vasectomy, Crystal was like, "Oh, what's the doctor's name?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Dr. One Star. His last name's One Star.
I didn't even know.
Uanstar.
He's Asian.
I didn't know his name.
No, he's Dr. One Star.
And then remember and then we found out, like, and then Crystal's like, "Well, is it this one and this one?" Because I knew the place, and I just going there because a client was like, "Hey, I got my vasectomy here." I was like, "Okay," and then I just called, and I'm
Where
like,
to plug at?
One vasectomy. But even like my I never looked at any. I got shoulder surgeries and stuff. Like, never even looked at their past or what.
I think that's more like. I think that is a little bit more of a newer thing. I don't remember my mom and dad ever, it'd be word of mouth, like, oh, he's a good doctor.
Best form of advertisement right there is word of mouth.
Yeah, I mean, like, but that's a newer thing.
I'm like, they're in business. Like, that's my only qualifier.
Well, I mean, there's some butchers out there, I mean,
but is there? Or is there like the people
there's malpractice, and there are people that don't do a good job, and maybe people that go a little too quick.
Yeah, but did they do one bad job out of 30 good jobs?
Well, my guy had that. My guy had a bad review, and he was still 5 stars. So you're gonna get some of that. But I'm talking,
chances are you'll get the good
job.
But
like, what if you get a 3 and you want 3 stars? And he's got, out of 900 reviews, he's got 120 1-star reviews. I'd be like, well, why take that? I'd rather take the 5-star with the 9 1-star reviews. Why not?
Yeah, well, I would never even look at it, so I just take my chances.
Well, then it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. And
like, if you're not governed by the star system, then you're not governed. You're a free man. You're literally a free man. You do whatever you want, but you may get a wonky hit.
Is it open?
Okay.
Might
get an eggplant wiener.
Yeah, you could get an eggplant. Let's try this one. We have a comedian here. Let's do this one.
Hey guys, I was listening to the Guy Torrey interview where he was talking about the Cat Williams interview, and he said that Cat Williams did that all like premeditated, for social media clicks. I don't think the Cat Williams is a social media guru. I think he's always been very opinionated, so I think that was coming, from the heart. But what I really called to say is that the guy that was interviewing him, Shay, who I'd never heard of before, that guy is terrible. I can't believe anybody listens to that show. That guy has nothing to add to the show or to the conversation.
I like that he called him Shay. That reminds me of when Bubba called Shanae in the elevator, and we lost our minds. I thought we were gonna cry. We were laughing so hard.
This is Shannon Sharp, and that's it is odd when something like that happens where. Obviously he was offered $100 million, and the show that he started doing is blowed up. And you're like, what is it about it? Because like this guy's a football player, and I'm like, so it's not like he's trained to be a really good interviewer or like a good broadcaster for much time.
But he seems harmless and kind of fun, right? He smiles a lot, and he's good looking, and
he's very charming.
It's the realness of it too.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's more relatable to the masses, I believe.
I would
like
agree with
everyman.
Yes, I think that's right.
Every man, but it's like you appreciate the ruggedness because if it's rugged, he's not lying.
So is it the same vibe and the reason why we like Marshawn Lynch when he does those city takeovers?
It's more real.
Well, those are like, and he curses up a storm. I honestly believe I would, if they gave Marshawn Lynch his own show weekly, to just go to places and you just observing him be him, I would watch it every week.
Yeah.
I find him to be so funny naturally.
There's also an element of he's not going to make it uncomfortable at all because he's never going to go hardball or call someone on their even though I've heard him
safe.
He said something like, wait a minute, what about this? But he does it in a way that as the viewer of the interview, you're never like uncomfortable.
Well, he lets you stay in control.
Yes, yeah. And then sometimes, like, because we're not watching some sort of hard-hitting Club Shay Shay thing. You know, even though like what's his name saying crazy shit about everybody.
Well, Cat Williams.
is
Marlon Wayans was talking about some serious stuff on there too. I mean, they get into serious topics, but it's not.
But yeah. So I think that's appealing to people. But is it worth $100 million? The View say it is.
Who dropped $100 million for
some media company?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's kind of short. I think that's a premature buy. I think it's not worth that now. I think it maybe was at that time, but I don't hear a damn thing about Shay Shay now.
Well, as soon as that $100 million deal, a bunch of allegations came up from his past, and then all of a sudden he went and everything went dark. I think
but also just I think things aren't hot very long now. You know, like
you are correct on that.
Again, that's why.
Yeah, is anybody listening to Travis Kelce's podcast or the Kelce brothers or something? Like, they probably will start once the season starts or something. You know, it becomes. Yeah. But it's like now it's off season and dips off. There's so much shit.
You see what he said about weed yesterday?
What did he say?
Oh, the 20 to 80%. It's funny. It's such a huge
spectrum. 20 to 80%. I laughed at that, too. I'm like, great job. Thanks, Travis.
What a great stat.
He said 20 to 80% of the NFL are smoking weed.
Yeah, but between 1 and 99%.
No shit.
Well, you just...
what the fuck?
You gave every possibility.
Thanks a lot, man.
No shit.
Yeah. Are you really that fucking dumb?
I think he was smoking when he said that.
Yeah.
But he says a lot of NFL players smoke weed, but everybody's known that already. In fact,
then he started giving up what they do. He's like, they usually stop a week or two before minicamp and they sweat it out. It's like, shut the fuck up.
I thought the NFL stopped even testing for marijuana.
They
I thought
should.
that too.
Yeah, like I don't think they broadcast that because still people they want to be squeaky clean, fucking and get all that
protect the badge
advertising money. But I'm pretty sure that they don't even test for fucking THC anymore.
I mean, like, I don't know how they could.
I mean, that would be embarrassing for the NFL suspended 3 games smoking a joint.
It was like when
or it's in your system.
Yeah.
It's like you were taking it for recovery because you.
Well, that's what I say. Don't take my excuse.
Yeah, you take a CBD or whatever. It's not for recovery.
It's not.
You like being high. Come on.
Yeah. Addiction is a disease.
I like feeling fuzzy.
Yeah.
It makes my video games game better.
It reminds me of the time when a national manager, Jenny Sue Rhodes, at the time, Clear Channel Communications, told our boss, Chris Kampmeyer, that she was going to test all of the entire building that we worked in, Real Radio Studios, all 3 floors, all stations. He was going to test everybody for marijuana. And Chris Kampmeyer said to her, because I was in the lobby, he was like, I wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah.
We won't have a staff.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Yeah. It was especially 25 years ago. You know, it's
there'd
like,
literally be nobody to work there.
Let's do another voicemail.
All right. Let's try this one right here.
Hello, Tom and Dan. One of the simple pleasures I find in life is when I get that new aerosol deodorant spray. Man, that first blast on my pits after that weak-ass stream from my last can. Woo, it's a simple pleasure. What are some of your guys' simple pleasures?
I do like a good blast. Like I too am an aerosol deodorant man. There's 2 things that are non-negotiable for me when I look at another man, and when I size them up about being a man. You must use aerosol deodorant, and you must wear white Army issue Fruit of the Loom underpants. If you don't do that, in my opinion, you're a little effeminate. Yeah, if you wear the new
Why do you do it
the slick underwear that's like breathable with the ball pouch and all that.
But I'm wearing the same underwear sports stars. Me and Tom Brady are wearing the same underwear. You see what I'm saying?
You guys go, like, not me, buddy.
This guy's stance about the Yelp reviews it just went right out the door.
I like the blast of aerosol. What kind of deodorant you running?
Fiji. It's a Fiji antiperspirant. It's a swipe on.
It's a swipe on. That's an Old Spice.
It is an Old Spice Fiji.
I know all of them. Yeah, this guy. You know what? That was pretty good. That's a good answer. What do you run? You probably got
Old Spice or whatever the hell. I don't know.
What do you got?
They roll on. Who gets?
You look like you use Duke Cannon
aerosol.
Like a Duke Cannon man over here.
No, it smells like beer.
I love aerosol deodorant. It's just to me. It's the non-gross deodorant. You guys take what appears to be butter in a can and rub it under your pits. Why are you rubbing a butter can under your pits? That's disgusting.
You know, I've never really been challenged on the fact that it's kind of cream cheesy.
Yeah, you're rubbing cream cheese under your pits, and then you've got hair. You get armpit hair in it. Well, Tom does it because he's a Native American.
And then you get like little armpit dingleberries.
Yeah, you do. I don't with the aerosol spray. I tell you right now, it's the same reason that sunscreen went to aerosol spray. It's just an easier, better thing.
I might have been sent on a different trajectory.
Next time you're in, I'm bringing you a can of aerosol deodorant.
Okay, what about this?
On me.
I could put my deodorant on with my business shirt on already. You don't have that.
Oh, with my spray I can. Yes, sir. I just open up.
No, that's too far.
No, it does not white.
How wide is your business shirt? I have
Depends on if I'm a juggalo or
He did
not.
say business shirt. That is actually a very important
No,
detail.
I can roll this straight up over my neck and easy breezy. I do it all the time.
Wrinkle your business shirt.
He's
like a business shirt.
He's talking about a meeting here. He's on to something here. I don't know.
I can put it on in the truck. When I'm driving.
Man, small things. There is a light leaving my neighborhood that if it's green, man, it just...
Okay, all right.
I adore it because it's like a 2-minute light. You know the light's getting out of your neighborhood that's maybe on a more major road, so it's kind of hard to get a green light?
Yeah.
When that first light is a green... Oh, dude, I get a little boner.
Okay, I
like that.
I got one.
That's a good one.
When I get into my truck and then my podcast starts where it left off automatically, and
Love it.
And the volume is the right. I don't even have to touch it. Like I'm driving, it's like, and then it just starts. I'm listening to sports betting. I'm like, oh wow, technology worked like it should have.
Yeah.
Because normally in my life, I always like my wife gets in my car, then fucks up my Wi-Fi connection with my phone, and then I start driving, and I'm like, why isn't it playing? And then it's like,
you're hammering the buttons while you're going down the road.
Well, it won't let you change it unless you're put the car's in park. So I put it in park at the stoplight, and then I'm trying to connect my Wi-Fi, and then fucking green again. I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah.
And then I have to go down the road in silence. Anyway,
lately I have been very much enjoying getting up early, working out, and then knowing that I'm sitting at the kitchen table and I'm alone, and the lights are on, and I have a Mountain Dew. And I've just worked out, and I'm about to cook something to eat. And I have 20 minutes to sit there in complete dad silence.
Okay, well, that is the dad twilight.
And it's mine, and it's my 20 minutes.
So, Ross, you do this at all?
And it's great.
Wake up before the family wakes up and get a certain amount of alone
The
time.
opposite. It's the
you stay up late.
I stay up late. I do it
Same
late
thing.
at night.
That's the same thing, I think. No?
Not the same thing. It's not the
I
same
think
thing.
it's the same thing.
No.
I think I
There's
know where
some-
you're going with, and
'cause
I would agree with you because in the morning, that's coffee time. That's
Yes.
I do some reflection.
The coffee and the guilt-free.
The guilt-free.
Yeah, because when you're staying up and your family's asleep, it does seem nefarious a little bit. Like you are a little, you're like,
I can masturbate. Okay, I see what you guys are saying.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
You guys are beating off while your family's asleep.
When you get up,
I get it.
When you get up early,
Didn't think about that.
I'm not gonna deny.
We've
all
been-
of that.
I'm going to start doing that. That's actually way better than my stupid morning time.
the morning has always been celebrated. Like, oh, this person gets up early. He's a go-getter. You know, he's
That's not
like,
why I'm doing it. I'm not a go-getter. I'm just doing it because I
To
don't
be
want to do
alone.
it later. I don't want to be alone.
Yeah. And then you get up early. Like, there's nothing better than like. Also, like, I'll get up early some morning, like on Saturday mornings. I'll get up early as shit, especially in the summers.
How early? 6?
Like 6, yeah.
All right.
And then I'll get up like sunrise, and then I'll go for a run, and then I'll go for an hour run out there, and then I'll come back, take a shower, family's still asleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I can't wait till they wake up and tell them how much better I am than they are. And then I just sit there and I wait, and then
It's a trap.
And then I'm like, and then as soon as someone wakes up, I'm like, hey, you know what I did this morning? And then I tell them all about it, and they're very unimpressed.
Another small thing that I really love is familiar employees. Like, I love, like, I can quote some names of people that I love seeing whenever I go get food from them.
7-Eleven on Corinne. That's Tony. I love Tony.
Boom.
She's my lady. I love her so
I'll
much.
go Linden Waffle House. I'll go Woody Beefy King.
Yeah, Woody.
Woody Beefy King.
Shout out Woody.
What a vibe provider for 407.
Yeah, he's a little bit more of a chirper than you. You're not.
I
gonna
chirp.
hear him.
I like that.
Or do you? You used to love your bank man.
And then what
He
happened?
fell in love with this really good-looking black guy that worked up here at SunTrust.
No, I just went there all the time, and you got to know him. And
I
so,
bet you forearm size.
Yeah, there's also
This guy was a Black Panther. You know what I mean? This guy was sexy.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I didn't tell Daniel about this.
What'd
but,
you do?
Like it was some days.
You embarrassed me or something?
When I run out of ingredients, I have to go back to the old Planet Smoothie, like the old days, and order my smoothie.
Yeah.
And then so
I thought you vowed to never go back there because
No,
did
I
your wife
run
think
out.
you were cheating on her
Well,
with one of the smoothie teens, the teen girls that
no,
make smoothies?
What is it called? No, it's
This guy used to flirt with all the teen girls making his smoothies up there.
They were boys, by the way.
Well, either way,
Some of the boys. No,
hey,
just
everybody's fluid these days, dude.
I'm going there.
It's in to sleep with boys these days.
I was going there so much they know my order. Anyway, there's a girl there now. She looks amazingly like Taylor Swift. And
and you did it, didn't you? You had to do it.
No, but I stopped.
Glad you got your records
See,
back.
I thought you were joking about the whole flirt thing, but now he just brought up this whole Taylor Swift thing. I'm like, did you call her Taylor Swift?
Yeah, this guy.
No,
this guy
but I stopped myself
This guy
because
flies around in a spaceship of lies.
I realized that telling, and she's not a teen, she's in her 20s.
What'd you tell her?
No, I didn't tell her.
Like, hey, can you make my smoothie Tom's version? Did you do that?
You know, I don't like Scooter Braun either.
But
yeah, that's good.
I stopped myself from saying, "Hey, anybody ever tell you look like Taylor Swift?" Because I'm like,
did you go like, "Hey, anybody?" Oh,
no, I don't say anything, but I should say it. But I was like, why not say it? People are like, "Hey," but then I'm
no,
like,
but don't say it.
Be creepy.
No, I told my surgeon, I go, "You look like Keith Urban." He goes, "I hate that." Remember that? Don't say that. You don't say that. You don't talk to people anymore.
I know. I think you're good, but make sure that the wedding ring is like part of the equation. That's my rule. Is that weird?
Hey, do you think Taylor Swift would like this wedding ring?
Well, yeah,
hold your hand up.
I'm dead ass. Is that weird that like I still feel comfortable talking to everybody, but now that I'm married, I'm like, well, I want to make sure that they know that I'm not flirting. So let me, take a sip of the smoothie with the wedding hand.
Oh, you
like
showed them
maybe I'm making this up, but I'm trying to think of like. I don't want it to be communicated like that, but you do want to be a fun little, customer experience. And you kind of look like Taylor Swift.
I don't like to shut down the cheating vibes immediately because what if I do want to cheat? You know what I mean? I've never been in the situation. If I get in the situation, I may change my mind.
I like how there's all these dads that live this fantasy.
Oh, they don't.
Because I do.
No, I know.
But it's that we still want to.
No, I don't.
Have some. Or what if?
I do not.
This person.
You've never been called
seduces
disgusting.
me.
You've never been called disgusting for being short. I do not. I know what I am.
No. In the back of your mind, you still on the table is seduction for whatever reason. I don't know. Like in every guy's mind, we're like, what if this random stranger seduces me?
Lately, it's only been like ugly old ladies.
Whoever it is, you're just like seduction.
Okay.
And it's never going to be on the table ever in your life. 100%. No one's seducing you. No. It's like it happens like getting struck by lightning or something, right?
You could delete the word out of my head; it'd be fine.
Who has been seduced that you've ever? None of my friends have any stories of seduction of like.
Now, I guess define seduce. Are we talking about like getting drugged or?
No, I'm talking about like in the man's world.
It's a man's world.
Of you're a man, and in your life, the female has tried to seduce you. Like random strangers or like some employee that you met, or like I'm not talking about long-term coworker that you work with for 4.5 years.
Well, you were building that. You were building that island of deceit.
I'm talking about you're seduced by a seemingly a stranger, like you'd see in pornos or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden,
he wants the fuck team 5. With the fuck team 5.
Not even that.
I might have been a little bit seduced.
Oh, really? Okay.
Young man. He's a young man.
I was young.
Tall. He's tall. See? I told you. How tall are you?
I was 19. I'm like 6'2".
Yeah.
I was 19, and she was in her 40s.
Okay. Oh, so it's
Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah. Stifler's mom type seduction.
Kind
Okay.
of Stifler's mom.
All right. Okay. So
this is great.
All right.
And at the time, had no idea that I had no idea.
But hold on, before you.
So that makes me look in hindsight like
Okay, so I
a
want to.
little bit seduction, but I'll be honest with you, no regrets. I would do it all over again with that mentality that I had at 19.
Good answer.
I want to hear the story, but
it makes you a pervert.
It just dawned on me by me saying no one gets seduced. That's what ugly people say. It's like the Dave Chappelle joke about not getting invited to the Diddy parties. It's like I realized I was ugly. It's like that's a horrible way to find out.
funny joke.
But it's like, but me
right.
saying that, I just realized that me and Daniel are ugly.
Yeah, very. I know. Well, I mean, I'm working on. I'm trying to make myself uglier.
So how did
this story
in what role was this older lady in? Like a mom's friend, Stifler's mom?
Yeah, no, it was not a friend's mom. It was a trainer for an improv class.
Oh, so in
I
a
like
teacher-like
this.
role.
A teacher-like role. Then things just started happening. Then things kept happening,
Oh, I like
and then
that.
it
Why don't
actually
you yes and my dick.
then it actually happened. And then I was still in Orlando, so I just didn't really stop for a while.
No, okay,
Like,
all right.
you know, I would still like go out and party and have a fun time, but I always had like a little cheat code if I, swung out,
Now-
or struck out.
Now, they say that women are more experienced, older women. Now, obviously, she was in her 40s at the time. You were in your 20s or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Like, and I'm here to debate that fact with people because I've been with my wife since she was a teen all the way now. She's 43.
Yeah.
And
Better now?
Same thing. Nothing has ever changed.
Not much.
Yeah. What do you
I haven't.
What do you just stick it in and go wipe off?
No.
The old stick it in wipe off.
I haven't personally
Sticking towel. All right.
observed anything that I'll be like, wow, that was a Jordan-like move. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good Lord,
like, that was-
LeBron at the buzzer.
Oh, Jordan-like move, tongue out. I got it. Okay.
Like that, that was Rodgers dumping it off instead of trying to go for the touchdown pass. He experienced enough to know not to take the chance and dumps it off to his running back and for a cool 5 yard. Anyway, I just haven't noticed where I'm like, whoa, wow, you learned so much. Like,
you know
like
what?
You're so experienced at this way
Thank
more
you for
than you were.
practicing this.
Yeah. In fact,
Have you put any time in?
I would make the argument.
Have you
that
changed what you do?
just by pure age and agility, better in her 20s. I'm just throwing it out there.
More stamina.
I'm just saying, for a lifetime of experience, that's the Tom Van.
I would argue that it's still age and experience. I would argue that it's still like an experience thing. I think the amount of partners that you end up having makes an impact on what you do in the bedroom. You learn a trick from that person.
It makes the pussy lips longer. I read that on the internet. And babies come out of your butthole.
Well,
too. I don't know if people know that.
Well, no one throws in the partners aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because me and my wife have been together too long, and there are no partners. It's only even me.
You didn't learn anything from, that one time out in Cozumel that you ended up liking.
Right.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
I would say that you got to...
You got the worst of everything.
Oh, my God.
Someone's got...
You've been having baked chicken for 20 years.
Oh, my God, is that salt? That's spicy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Can we have some pepper, please?
No,
I can't
never
stop
learned.
it. I also can't stop.
What
Boiled.
else is there? That's the thing. I was like, what could experience if I was with some chick that was with 100 men? How much different is it? What are they doing?
I would say there's some difference. I would say, in
You'd
my
have to be open
experience,
to it, right? Like
I'm open.
all right,
But I
here's
don't know if you are. Or do you want Crystal to come to bed and be like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put a beer bottle in my asshole like the biker I used to date just taught me. You're not going to do that.
So,
you're
like,
not going to
I'll do it.
No, but you're
It's
not.
something,
I don't
whatever.
think, I don't
something
think
crazy.
you're wired
I'm
for
crazy.
Here's an example of something that would be different that never left me, right? I remember one time things were happening, right? Down on me. She just dragged her hair over.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And I had never
hair.
experienced
I like the
that, and
hair.
I was like, "That's a thing? Yeah, that's a thing."
Brett Bush used to get mad at me. Brett Bush used to get mad at me. You unlocked another memory.
More mouth, less hair.
You know what?
Do what feels the best at all times.
You know why you and I. Do you remember when Do you remember Genevieve of the?
Don't bring up her real name.
Well, she was a Predators girl, and she'd come in and she had super long hair, and I used to say that I wanted to be wrapped in cellophane nude and just have her dust me with her hair.
That is a time in radio where
You flirt weird, but I like it.
girls used to come in radio and
Yeah.
I'm
gonna tell crazy shit. I'm gonna say crazy
yell
shit.
sex at them all.
Yell sex at them. Show bombs. Show vagina.
You're becoming the Indian social media.
You do. You just start yelling bombs and vagina at people. You're like, do sex.
From 2007 to 2017, or 10 years of bombs.
It's called do sex.
And that was everybody was like, oh, this is what's done.
Yeah. And then that stopped one day.
Yeah, like, they're the client, the waitress want to come in and yell bombs.
Like, seriously, you'd have any. Okay, what he's talking about in a,
just like, yep, this is what's
what he's talking about in a crazy way is when we would get a new client. Let's say that we got like a new client that started like but let's just say it's a mom and pop sandwich place, and then the mom and the dad would come in with like their daughter, and they're like, and we're opening up Johnsonville sandwiches, we're like, and they'd come in, and then immediately, no matter what, we'd be like, who do we have here? Put her on the mic. And you get the girl on the mic. And
talk about Johnson.
It's like, how many hot dogs do you boil? Oh, you tonguing them good? Yeah. We'll be right back. And that was the formula. And I'm not proud of it.
People with suits are like, they're signing things.
I'm not proud of it.
Happening?
And I'm going home to my wife. She's laying in bed playing Smurf Village. She's like, what'd you do today? I was like, I sexually harassed some women on the air all day long.
Mr. Johnson paid for it.
Mr. John, I made a dad. He brought his daughter in, and we talked about her putting how many hot dogs you fit in your asshole. And I did that all day today. And later tonight, I'm going to get drunk, and I'm going to delete your Smurf Village.
But you get a real paycheck, Social Security's taken out?
Yeah. I've got profit sharing. I have investment based on that.
Okay, all
You want to do one more and get out?
Yeah,
all right, last one. Here we go.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I was listening to the BDM show where you're talking about sneaking food into the movie theaters. You want to level up your movie theater game. What you do is you get tickets to a movie around lunchtime, and you bring the big wife purse, like you said, with a little lap blanket in it, and you hit up your favorite fast food place on the way, Chick-fil-A, Arby's, whatever. You put it under the blanket in the bag in case they search it. You can be like, oh, my kid gets cold, that's why we bring this. And then, you go to the movie theater and eat your fast food, and gotta say, it feels a little trashy.
They're not going to smell the Chick-fil-A through the blanket.
Why does your kid smell like chicken nuggets, dude?
First, they don't search anything. The employees don't give a shit. But second, I hate these people because Crystal likes going to the movies.
Yeah, but you are these people.
And no, we did not take fast food.
But you guys do bring a plethora of candy.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Because that fast food stinks. You're bringing a big old chili dog.
I can smell your Sour Patch, sir.
No, they sell Sour Patches, but I'm just
doesn't matter. They sell hot dogs.
Okay, but you're bringing.
I smell them.
Oh, that was a great point.
You're bringing a Big Mac. Okay, hot dogs. I'll give you whatever they're selling. You're bringing tuna salad.
No, you know what people do, and I hate
barbecue.
it too.
Bro, you painted that tennis ball right in the corner, right there.
I get mad when people do this. He's right about this, and I've seen it twice.
It stinks up the whole place.
And I don't go to movies. I'm not a movie guy. I don't go to movies. I've seen this twice. They bring in pizzas. Don't bring a pizza in the movies.
Where you're smelling up the whole room with those all sitting there, and then
it should only smell like popcorn.
Popcorn.
Yeah. And we know
dust.
you snuck it in, so aren't you embarrassed? Like the candy, like whatever.
Well, is it a rule or not?
What?
You see what I'm saying? Like, we're in a weird spot where you...
That's not a rule. They don't care.
But people do take advantage of it. But if it were a rule, right? Like, if we didn't want it, they'd have to crack down on it, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
I
is
wonder
that-
if this will also become like a generational thing where back in my day we had to drop $8 for Sour Patch Kids, and now people are just bringing in total pizzas, and that's just the culture of what 2025 is bringing.
Yeah, Big Tim used to bring that. He'd bring like shrimp in. He's like eating shrimp. I'm like, don't do that.
But they sell seafood. It's
Yeah.
anything that's stinky. It's same thing with a flight. I get a bit like sometimes Crystal will like bring the food
Collard
she
greens
brought from or got from the actual airport, and the kids will be eating it, and it's like stinks up the whole plane.
Yeah, it's like nachos.
yeah.
Like
We've
done
Tuna
that before.
tartar.
Yeah, we've done that
don't
before
stink the
too. Well,
planet.
it's just like you get some nacho cheese or something, and it's just a little more pungent in a tiny room. He's right. It can be off-putting, or at least going to put it's at least going to get eyes on you. Because people are going to be, what's that smell?
It changes the vibe in the room.
It's microwaving your cod at the office. Because it was quit microwaving your fish that you ate last night at the office, stinking up the whole place.
Yep. I think that's a great ending point.
Anyway.
Don't microwave your cod.
Never microwave your cod.
Bringing leftover fish the next day.
I don't eat leftover fish. It's one of those things that I'm not gonna. If we had a fish fry or something, and don't save it. It's fine. If fresh or I don't need it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, Ross, anything else besides
let's plug again.
these gigs?
Mount Dora this Saturday, and then what did I say? June 27th, I'll be out in Melbourne. That is one of my favorite shows. It's one of my favorite venues, and it's amazing. You get tickets at rosscomedy.com. Also, Tom and Dan, you guys are one of the main reasons why this next plug happens. Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. It is so much fun. We keep getting better. If you haven't tuned in and given a listen, I would invite you.
People love it.
Episode 60 was a very, very fun one. We talked about all of our embarrassing moments and how I was accused of stealing a scooter and how I had to come to grips with I look like a guy who would steal a scooter.
You do look like a guy.
You look like a gangly scooter thief.
You are a scooter
It's not a
adjacent.
good look.
And I look racist. Look at this hat and beard. That is a racist look.
You did have a MILF seduce you, though, which I've never had.
I thought you were looking at me and saying, I was like, no, I've never had that. What the hell is this guy talking about?
All right, we will see you on the BDM show Monday.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We love you so much. Check out the merch at tomandan.com. Sign up to be a BDM if you're not already one. Is there any...
Oh, we got some new merch coming up. Got some new straw hats.
We have some new
sun.
Hollerbox pins that we will be dropping off to Hollerbox German restaurant very, very soon.
Yeah, those are free. You just ask your waiter or waitress
ask
about
for
them.
Chef Pat.
And that's courtesy of Hidden Skins, a really cool local apparel company.
Yep.
They do apparel, they do promotional items, they do car wraps. It's hiddenskins.com.
There you go.
And we'll tell you more about them once we get everything in.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you Monday.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
This is all jokes and funny to you, huh? You can take it up with legal. Have a good day.